property is going to be 2 to 4 unit, we are good. We need not to go for any additional document, right? But when we are going to purchase a single family residence, right? You know that single family residence is always get prepared, or the valuation will be done on a form number 1004. For that is for the single family residence. So in that scenario, that is a single family residence, so there is no rent schedule or rent comparison schedule will be added into that. But Fannie has done the arrangement. Hello friends, hope you guys are doing great. You are safe, healthy and strong. Today in this video we are going to discuss the difference between all these different documents, right? And we are going to see in what scenario these documents are going to come. Mostly you must have seen, sometimes you receive rental agreement, sometimes you calculate income from tax returns, sometimes you might have to go for 1007, and sometimes you receive form number 1025, that is known as appraisal, right? But why these all documents do not appear on single file, right? So let's go to the documentation part and see what is the difference between these documents, right? And what document is going to appear in your file in what kind of scenario, right? So let's start first with the tax return. Okay, so when tax return is going to appear in your file, whenever borrower is receiving rental income from an existing property, that means a property that already exists on my name. I have, I'm utilizing that property as a rental property, means I have rented out that property to someone else. Now I am applying for a loan, whether I could apply on the same investment property which I have already rented out, or I can apply on a different property. I want to purchase or refinance any other property. That time I want to use the rental income as my source of income, right, from that investment property. Whenever this scenario occurs, always remember, according to the generic scenario, we need 2 years of rental history. We can only utilize in rental income from the existing properties if that property was rented out continuously for last 2 years. There are few scenarios where I could have purchased the property within the last year, or less than 2 years. I mean, like it's 2023, so I purchased property only in 2022. So how I can show that the I can show the 2 years property. So those are different scenarios which which will you need to go through your lender's guideline, your investor guidelines, and accordingly you are going to apply. If your lender or investor allow you to use income from, mostly lenders are going to allow you to use income from tax return only for the last year if the property was purchased only in the last year, right? Otherwise, if property is existing for more than 2 years and somebody wanted to use income from that property as a rental income, then we need 2 years of rental income history, right? In your screen you can see the tax returns, and from here tax return you can see the schedule E part 1. From this, right, from this part 1 you can easily navigate through the different properties and can see the income, right, and calculate it. Now the next question is how to calculate the income. I have already uploaded one video related to income calculations, right? To calculate the income, we can easily go to Google, go to your Internet Explorer, just type the Fannie form 1038 and you will find a form, calculation form, right? That is called rental income worksheet form number 10338. You can easily access it from the Google, from your Internet Explorer, and you can utilize it, right? I have already created a video on that. I'm going to share the link for that video in my description. You can go to that video. You can watch that video and you can learn how to calculate or how to utilize this worksheet to calculate rental income, right? In the second scenario, rental agreement. So as I told you that sometimes, let's say property was only recently purchased, or maybe in 2023 January February, at the start of the year I purchased the property, or maybe there is a possibility that property was purchased in the last year, maybe at the end of the 2022, right? So by that time when I purchased the property, that time property was not rented out. It took some time, right? My loan was closed, then only I purchased the property, and then I rented it out maybe in December month or maybe in January 2023. So now in that case, if I cannot ask borrower to buy that property. Obviously, that property is not going to appear on the tax return, right? Because that time in 2021 2022 property was not available. So in that case, property was purchased recently, we can use the rental income, but in that case we need a rental agreement, right? Now rental agreement, you might have seen sometimes lease agreement as well. What is the difference between these rental income and lease agreement? Lease agreement is gonna, is a, or it renew automatically until one of the party, means tenant or owner, either party is going to cancel the lease agreement. Until that, it will renew every month. You must have, if you have seen lease agreement, if you read the terms and condition, you will find that there is a frequency written, that lease is valid month to month, right, or year to year. So you can go through the lease agreement and you can easily find, right? But most of the lease agreement are good to be considered, right? But when it comes to rental agreement, and let's say we need 2 years of history, so we need 2 years of rental agreement, because every year a new rental agreement need to be created. So let's say if I need rental agreement for last 2 years, then I need two rental agreements, right? No rental agreement is going to be could be counted more than 12 months or more than 11 months, more than a year. Mostly it is going to be maximum for 1 year term, right? Then the form number 1007. Now it's very important when we require 1007, or why do we receive 1007? Let's say again, sometimes I'm gonna purchase a property as an investment, and my intention is to use that property for a renting purpose, but somehow my income is not as much to get qualified for a second property, or get qualified. My DTI is getting higher. In such scenarios, if my investor guidelines allow me, I can use the rental agreement or the rent income from the subject property or that investment property which I am supposed to purchase. But since that property does not exist on my name, I have to purchase it, right? So in that case, I cannot get rent agreement or get into the agreement with someone. Okay, when I will purchase this property, you can rent it out. Let's create a rent agreement. It's a weird scenario. You won't find this much, right? So in that case, what I can do, I can ask my appraiser, right, to prepare or to fill this form for me, form number 1007. Now, when I need this 1007 form, before understanding when I require 1007, we should, let me explain you the form number 1025. So what is form number 1025? It is a small residential property, right, for an income purpose. Whenever I'm going to purchase a property for investment purpose, but what type of property? Not a single family residence, but multi-family residence, like 1 to 2, maybe multi-unit property like 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. Maximum we know that any residential property for could be no more than four units, right? So it could be 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 unit. So whenever I'm going to purchase 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 unit property for income purpose, for an investing purpose, in that case, I will require form number 1025, right, for income purpose. Means my appraisal or property valuation will be done on the form number 1025. In this form 1025, there is already a rental schedule exist. Like you must have seen in my previous videos regarding appraisal. What I told you about the comparables, sales comparable, in similar way, right? Like you can see on your screen, right? There is a rent schedule comparison will be given, and from there we can calculate, right, what is going to be the rental income from this property which borrower is supposed to buy. So appraiser is going to give us that form, right? And in this form, we can easily calculate the rental income, which is going to be the going for the subject property. So different column, borrower is going to say like there are three more properties, similar property in that neighborhood, in that area, right? And they have similar structure, similar design, similar valuation, similar number of bedrooms. They are receiving 2000, one property is receiving 2000, rental income per month, one property is receiving maybe 1800 or 2100. So that is how they are going to give us 2 3 4 properties comparison, right? What, how much income they are earning. Similar way, they are going to give us an average for our subject property based on that rent, those rent schedules. This would be the average income that this property, our subject property, can earn the rental income. So if the property is going to be 2 to 4 unit, we are good, we need not to go for any additional document, right? But when we are going to purchase a single family residence, right, you know that single family residence is always get prepared, or the valuation will be done on a form number 1004, for that is for the single family residence, or maybe 100 or 1073, right? That is for the condominium property. So in that scenario, that is a single family residence, so there is no rent schedule or rent comparison schedule will be added into that. But FANIMI has done the arrangement. If I am purchasing a single family residence and appraiser for that property is being done on 1004, I can attach this additional form 1007. It is a rent comparison schedule, means appraiser is similarly going to find the properties which looks like, or which had a similar structure, similar bedroom, number of rooms. In our subject property, appraiser is going to find similar properties and going to write the rent, that how much rent those properties are earning, and based on those 3 4 properties, appraiser is going to write an average, going to fill a average rental income for our subject property. And that is how we can get this 1007 and can utilize for rental income calculations. Again, I'm telling that calculations has been already, how to calculate income from 1007, from 1025, or from rental agreement, or from tax return schedule E part 1. How to calculate income, that has been already, right, explained in the video. The description is given on the the link is given in the description. Please go through that video and you will get a lot of good information about the calculations of the rental income, right? I'm sure that all these forms are now clear, right? When to utilize income, when to ask, what type of document. So like, if property is being purchased and borrower wanted to use rental income from that subject property, then we won't be having rental agreement or lease agreement. That property could not appear on tax return because property is not our. As of now, we are going to purchase that property as a borrower, right? So in that case, instead of asking for rental agreement, right, or looking in the tax return, we should directly ask these forms. If property is 2 to 4 unit, we will obviously receive the 1025. So we need not to ask, we can directly go to appraisal and we can find the rental information from there. But if property is single family residence, then obviously we can look for form number 1007. If it is not included, we can request the appraiser to complete it for us, right? If property was recently purchased, then we should go for rental agreement or lease agreement. Then if property is already existing for more than year, more than 2 years, then obviously we will go for tax return schedule E. Now Whenever we are going to calculate income from tax return, whatever the income calculations are, coming, whatever the conclusion is coming, we can utilize, we can use that income 100%. But other than tax return, whenever we are using income from form 7 or 1005, right, we should use it 75%. Like if my income is $100, I can use only 75% of income. All these scenarios have been already explained. I'm sure you have gone through that video which is related to rental income calculation. If you haven't, please go through that video, right? Other than that, I also wanted to tell you that we used to conduct weekend classes, right, on Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes people are not able to make it on to the live classes. So if you are not able to go to the live classes, not able to uh, uh, attend these live classes, subscribe to my Indigenous Outlook. Whatever I'm teaching on in the live classes, those videos are available number wise in the sequence as you can see on your screen. Those are available for your benefit. Go through them, right? Subscribe to Indigenous Outlook and learn as per your convenience whenever you want to learn, right? You will get a lot of information there every week. Whatever the live classes are happening, I upload all my videos, all my trainings as it is on this website. So it's a good opportunity for anyone who is not able to come to live classes, or maybe looking for some discounted fees. Please feel free to subscribe to these different programs. That's all in this video. We'll see you soon with next video, and we'll share some more valuable information. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye bye.